Time is 6:30. Thank you. And I will call to order the Agenda Committee meeting for August. If you would, please register your presence by voting yes. Okay, we got a battery out, John or Mike or whoever. And Mr. Carter is absent. I can't see the thing because okay. Are you gooder now? I'm gooder, thank you. As soon as we get the technology straightened out here, we'll. That got it.
Thank you. Okay, you have 19 present, 2 absent. You have a quorum. 19
present, 2 absent. We do have a quorum. Please pay attention to the emergency announcement, guys, if you'll roll it.
Before we get started, let me read the emergency evacuation procedures. In the event of an emergency evacuation, an alarm will sound. Everyone should exit the building by way of the nearest stairwell in a safe and effective manner. If the nearest stairwell is blocked by smoke, use the other stairwell. Do not use the elevator. Once you have reached the main floor, follow the exit signs to exit the building and quickly proceed away from the building. Please be mindful of others evacuating and of emergency vehicles.
Thank you. The next item on the agenda is the setting of the agenda. Chair will entertain a motion to set the agenda. Commissioner Lewis, seconded by Commissioner Carver.
Yes, Chairman.
Yes, let me get your mic, Commissioner. Yes, sir. Go ahead, Commissioner.
Mr. Chairman, in our last meeting in July, we moved to postpone the resolution concerning the Emergency Services Committee Board, and the majority voted to postpone until this meeting. I'd ask unanimous consent that we not take that up and take up Resolution 1508003 that's in new business.
Okay. Without objection, so ordered, we will delete item F1 and it will be replaced by consideration of item G6. Everybody understand that? Okay, if you're in favor of the agenda with that change, please vote yes. If you're opposed, vote no. Mr. Stenick, can you confirm, please?
You have 19 yeses.
And the agenda is approved. Now, is there anyone who wishes to speak to an item that is on tonight's agenda? Seeing no hands, we'll move on. And the next item will be the approval of the Agenda Committee minutes from July the 7th. Chair will entertain a motion.
So moved.
Commissioner Carver, is there? Where was that? Commissioner Hedrick. Now, any changes or additions? If you're in favor of approval of the minutes, please vote yes. If you're opposed, vote no.
You have 19 yeses.
Minutes are approved. Under the consent calendar, there are 4 items. The chair will entertain a motion to move the consent calendar forward. We'll also entertain if you'd like any item pulled from the consent calendar. Is there a motion to move the consent calendar as printed? Commissioner Melton, is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Carver. And the board is okay. Commissioner Moon.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. On item E4B, Board of Construction Appeals, it calls for a 3-year term. Under the last set of international building codes, that was 3 years. We adopted a new international building codes of 2012, and under section B102.2, small 2, it calls for 5-year terms, Mr. Chairman. I offer that as an amendment.
Let me just ask, is that okay with motion makers to just add this? And the second? Okay, well, that'll be part of the motion. Now, the board is clear. If you are in favor of moving the consent calendar to the main, main agenda, vote yes.
Give 19 yeses.
19 yes, those items move to the consent calendar. Item F1 we have deleted. Under new business, under budget transfers, let me catch up with myself here. Budget transfers, did we have any budget transfers? Zero budget transfers. The next item is budget increases, and I am showing 101 general fund, 109,000 recommended by the budget committee, 5 yes.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion we move it forward for commission.
That item is moved by Commissioner Moon to move forward. Is there a second? Commissioner Lewis. Now, is there discussion? The board is clear. If you are in favor, please vote yes. If you are opposed, vote no. Please vote. Mine's not voting now.
Give 19 yeses.
That item is approved. Let's see. There are 4 items under other budget items, 2 for action, and you'll find the first one is the PFM. The PFM item, and Chair will entertain a motion to move that forward. Commissioner French, is there a second? Commissioner Caskey, was that you? Commissioner Caskey. Now, is there discussion? Commissioner Moon?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. For those who didn't attend the budget committee meeting yesterday or haven't had a chance, would the chair entertain the finance director giving us a short explanation of what this is going to provide the commission?
Yes, sir. Mr. Vineyard, would you like to speak, please?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The purpose of this engagement letter is to have PFM look at additional options that you may want to consider when we have the workshop that we will tentatively schedule for sometime in October, so that you will have as many options available to you to consider on how you want to address this $79 million worth of debt. It matures in December of 2016. What I would like to do, and the purpose of this engagement letter, is to allow PFM to have a little more discretion with what options they might look at, such as if we have a couple of years of debt service where there is no principal paid, if we allow them to run a scenario where we might move some principal from 2031 or through 2037 and accelerate that payment, what kind of benefit do we get from that in reduced interest earnings? Secondly, I want to make sure that this body is aware that 45 million, after there are 4 swaps associated with this piece of debt. After those 4 swaps are paid off in 2031, I think, or 2030, there will be $45 million worth of variable rate debt that is unhedged. So I want to make sure that you have as many options to consider on how you want to address that as possible come October.
Any questions of Mr. Vineyard? Thank you, Mr. Vineyard. The board is clear. If you are in favor of moving this item to the full agenda, please vote yes. If you are opposed, vote no. Please vote. Can you confirm, Ms.? There we go.
Okay, you have 18 yeses and 1 no.
That item moves forward. Next item under other budget business is the authorization of a letter by the mayor to execute the memorandum of understanding for the Smoky Mountain Air Show. Chair will entertain a motion to move it forward. where was that? Mr. Hedrick? Second, Commissioner Carver. Any discussion? The board is clear. If you are in favor of placing this item on the agenda, please vote yes. If you're opposed, vote no.
You have 18 yeses and 1 no.
That item moves to the full agenda. Now, let's see, where are we now? G4, is that all of the? I believe that's everything under that needs to be moved under the budget items. Resolution to establish the Audit Committee for Blount County, Resolution 1508002. Chair will entertain a motion to move it forward.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Moon, is there a second? Or was that? Commissioner Caskey. Now, discussion? The board is clear. If you are in favor of moving this item forward, vote yes. If you are opposed, vote no.
You have 18 yeses and 1 no.
That item is approved. Or, I'm sorry, moves forward. The next item on the agenda is a resolution to implement the recommended employee insurance vendor for Blount County government. That's Resolution 1508004. Chair will entertain a motion. Commissioner Lewis? Second. Commissioner Carver. Now, is there discussion? The board is clear. If you are in favor of moving this item forward, I'm sorry. Oh, Mr. Lewis, did you have your light on? Oh, okay. No. Hang on, I'll turn your mic on. Now, what do you want?
I just, was for the benefit of the commission, I didn't know if anybody wanted explanation of, I think everybody has seen this, but if not, Cole Harris is here to discuss that if
Do
anybody
you
has
want to
questions.
introduce him? I don't know. Some of us don't know him.
Cole, come
Where
on
is he?
up.
Here he is. Okay. Did you want to say something, Mr. Harris? Anybody have a question? You don't have to. I
No.
just
Cole's
want everybody to
just-
know who you are.
Yeah, he's just here to answer any questions the commission might have.
Okay, the board is clear. If you're in favor of this, vote yes. If you're opposed, vote no. Please vote.
You have 19 yeses.
That item moves to the agenda. Item number 6, resolution of Blount County Legislative Body establishing the Emergency Medical Services Board for Blount County. That's Resolution 1508003, as it was revised from the last meeting. This is the new resolution. Chair will entertain a motion. Commissioner French, is there a second? Second. Commissioner Kaler. Now, is there discussion? Commissioner Moon.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to move to amend 3.1, 2, 3, and 4 and strike the words "or their designee."
You heard the motion to amend. Do you want to cite those again, please, Commissioner?
Mr. Chairman, it's under item, the board shall consist of the following members, : 1, the chief of the City of Maryville Fire Department. Then strike the words "or their designee."
Okay.
Under item 2, same thing, except it's the City of Alcoa Fire Department. Strike the word or the words "or their designee." The chief of the Blount County Fire Protection District. Then strike the word "or their designee." The Blount County Sheriff. Then strike the words "or their designee," or it should have been his designee.
Okay. That's the
my
motion to
motion.
amend. Is there a second? Where was it? Commissioner Aker. Now, is there discussion on the motion to amend? Mr. Aker, did you want to discuss the motion to amend?
I just wanted to confirm
I did have
whether
it.
or not this is Mr. French's adjustment to the original motion.
Commissioner French, you want
Point
to
of
answer?
order, that's
I'm sorry, go ahead.
that's not.
Oh, we're just talking about the amendment.
I understand.
Yeah.
Sorry, sir.
Okay, who else had a light on? Somebody else. Anybody else on the amendment only? Okay, let's vote on the amendment. If you are in favor of the amendment, please vote yes. If you are opposed, vote no. Please vote.
You have 20 yeses.
The amendment becomes part of the resolution. Now, Commissioner Kaler.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have another proposed amendment to this resolution.
Okay.
I would ask that we add, under item 3, the board shall consist of the following members. I would request that we add the chief of the Maryville Police Department and the chief of the Alcoa Police Department.
I'll second the motion to amend, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, we have a motion to amend and seconded to add the chief of Maryville Police and the chief of Alcoa Police, correct?
I'd like a little bit of clarification. It may seem that we're making it heavier for people, but in theory, the fire chief, Tony Crisp, is also the police chief. So inside the city of Maryville, while he would serve on that committee in a fire chief's capacity, he still is in theory representing the police department because he's also the police chief. So by the way this is written, the only entity that we're excluding would be the Alcoa Police Department. If we're going to have the Sheriff's Department and Maryville there, I just think it would be wise to go ahead and include Alcoa.
Commissioner Farmer.
I'm good with the amendment, and however, nothing's to say it's going to remain that way. There could very quickly in the near future actually have a chief of the fire department and a chief of police. So I think what you did, the motion you made, is a wise thing to do. It may bring it up to lucky 13, but I still think that's a smart way to word it.
Excuse me. Commissioner French?
Thank you,
On
Mr.
the
Chairman.
amendment only.
I don't have a problem with that, but I heard somebody mention as an aside, but I also noticed it too. That just leaves us a 12-member committee, and in voting, if you've got a tie, what are you going to do? I've always been told that. Pardon?
It doesn't matter.
It fails if there's a tie.
I think it's bad policy to have a committee that has an even number of members on it.
Commissioner Moon?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think we can remedy that by placing under 4, the Blount County Emergency Medical Services Board shall be chaired by the Blount County Emergency Medical Service Coordinator, who will only vote to break a tie. So insert after the word coordinator, who will only vote to break a tie.
Now, we have an amendment on the floor. Can we,
I'm sorry.
we need to
We need to deal with the motion. I'm out of order.
Yes. If you'll hold that until we get this amendment voted on that we're on right now. So the amendment now is to add the chief of MPD and the chief of APD as an amendment. The board is clear. If you are in favor of that amendment, please vote yes. If you are opposed, vote no. Please vote.
You have 20 yeses.
That amendment is added to the resolution. Now, Commissioner Moon, Commissioner Farmer.
Now I'll offer amendment, item 4, the Blount County Emergency Medical Services Board shall be chaired by the Blount County Emergency Medical Services Coordinator, who will only vote to break a tie.
Okay, you've heard the amendment. Number 4, the coordinator only votes in the situation of a tie. Seconded by Commissioner French. Now, is there discussion on the amendment? If you are in favor of the amendment, please vote yes. If you are opposed, vote no. Please vote.
20 yeses.
That item becomes part of the resolution. Now, we are back on the original resolution. If the board is clear, if you are in favor of moving this item forward with the amendments as approved, please vote yes. If you are opposed, vote no. Please vote. Ms. Miller, can you confirm? Okay. That item moves to the agenda. The next item on the agenda is the setting of public hearings. Request to rezone property located at 4560 Sevierville Road from R1 to RAC2, and the request to rezone property located at 830 Leaquire Road from R2 District 2 to R1 in Rural District 1. And what would be the date and time for that? September 8th at 6 p.m. for item A and 6:15 for item B. Chair will entertain a motion to set those public hearings at those times. Commissioner Carver, is there a second? Commissioner Hedrick. Board is clear. If you are in favor of setting those public hearings, vote yes. If you are opposed, vote no. Please vote.
You have 20 yeses.
20 yeses. Those public hearings are set. I have under announcements, commission meeting August 20th in this room at 7 p.m. The beer board will meet at 6 p.m. on August 20th prior to the commission meeting. The Tennessee County Commissioners Association regional meeting will be in Knoxville on September the 1st at 5:30 at the Bridgewater Event Center on Bridgewater Road. Are there any other announcements before we move to public input? Commissioner Moon.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I wonder if the mayor would give consideration to moving the budget meeting to an earlier time on that date. It's not a Monday. I believe that's.
I don't know. I could check.
I believe it's a Tuesday, isn't it, Ms. Pitts, because of Labor Day? Or am I wrong?
September the 1st is Tuesday.
But it'd require, it'd be a reschedule. I don't know if it'd require triggering a legal notice or not. Well, just an earlier time, say 4:30.
I have no problem with that.
Just asking for consideration.
Okay, sure.
Okay. Anything else before we move to public? I'm sorry, Mayor, did you want something?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. Is there anyone who wishes to speak to an item that is not on the, did somebody else have something? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Let me get your mic, Commissioner. Go ahead.
I have a question about pigs in politics.
About what?
Pigs in politics.
Oh.
4:30 Thursday.
Uh-huh.
How do we get the tickets?
Just show up.
To show up. Okay, thanks.
All right. Now, is there anyone who wishes to speak to an item that is not on the agenda? Seeing no hands, this meeting is adjourned.